Hello everybody and welcome to Project Trade. This is the trading highlight show, and in this one we are going to have a bash at a technical trading strategy. And brace yourselves because it is the smooth alligator strategy. The strategy where we pile in a whole bunch of smooth moving averages and next comes profitability. We've got two indicators in the mix and hopefully they are going to lead us onto some enduring trends. First up, it's the smooth moving average itself. From the moving average family, the smooth average is a slower responder than others like the exponential or linear weighted average are. Being slower to respond may seem detrimental because it feels like you're going to miss a good part of the trend, but it will also mean that the smooth average shouldn't get you into as many false moves as those others. And here's about what it's going to look like sitting nicely on your price chart. For this strategy, we've plugged ours with 100 periods so we get a decent length of look back at price. Moving to our second indicator, it is going to be Bill Williams's Alligator. The Alligator is an indicator which is made up of three smooth moving averages. Here it is, and you can tell from the settings that these are quite fast-paced averages at 5, 8 and 13 periods. The quickest average of 5 periods is called the lips, the middling 8 period average is called the teeth, and the slower 13 period average is called the jaws. In a trend, the alligator is awake and all the lines tend to run parallel to one another, and in a range, the alligator is sleeping and the lines will cross back and forth over one another, not really knowing what to do, a sure sign of uncertainty. Now, we have done videos on both the smooth moving average and the alligator indicator if you do want any more information than that, but here and now, let's get to our entry criteria. Our 100 period smooth moving average is going to set the overall market trend for us. It's our filter. So when price is closed above the average, then we're only going to enter buy trades. And when it's closed below the average, then we're only going to enter sell trades. Then when it comes to the alligator indicator, we'll be taking the default trade of entering once the alligator awakens and the lines are in their order of fastest to slowest. Might sound strange, so here's an example of where we are very near to entering a buy trade. The faster paced average of the lips has crossed over the slower paced average of the jaws, but those teeth haven't yet crossed the jaw, so it is not an entry for us just yet. Lucky for us though, on the very next period, those teeth do cross over the jaw, making that crossover. That means we've got the green light on those lines to give us the entry signal we always dreamed of, so we buy. And then here's a sell trade example. We're nearing an entry, the teeth have crossed over the jaw, but those lips, they're not quite ready yet, so no entry. But that next candle comes and we do see them make that move across the jaws, and so we'd have the all clear then to enter into a sell trade. That's all we need to know to get us into the trades, but we'll also need some money management too. So we will be calling on our friendly neighborhood indicator, the average true range. That's what it looks like, a single line oscillator which is measuring price volatility. To simplify it down, by default the ATR measures the high to low range of price over the last 14 periods, finds the average for each of those periods, and then gives it to you as a reading, the ATR value. If you want any more information on that, we have made a video on the ATR which will be linked in the description. But how exactly are we going to use the ATR in this particular strategy? To start, we're going to split our trade into two sub trades, just giving us a bit of that flexibility. Sub trade A will have a take profit and a stop loss of 3 times the ATR value from our entry price, a nice simple 1-to-1 ratio. Something to note though, there will be a 3 pip minimum, so if the ATR is reading less than 1 pip, we will round it up to exactly 1 pip. Then subtrade B will be a trailing stop loss, which will also be set at 3 times ATR value from the entry price, and it's also got that same 3 pip minimum. We'll be hoping to use the trailing stop loss to take advantage of some longer lasting trends from price as signaled by the alligator indicator. We'll see. Each of those subtrades will have a 0.5% capital risk attached to it, so it will be a total 1% of our money at risk every trade we take, and a couple extra precautions we're going to take in case our entry indicator signals do turn against us. First off, we're going to close the trade if price recloses across our smooth moving average, and secondly, we'll also be closing the trade if price closes across the slowest average of the alligator, the jaws. Last couple pieces to the puzzle before we get stuck in, we'll be splitting off our indicators into 2 time frames, one for each of them. The smooth moving average will be visible to us on a 4-hour chart, and our alligator indicator will be on that rapid fire can't stop yet 1 minute time frame. Won't hear a bad word said about it. And as we are trading on the 1 minute time frame, we're going to try and keep those spreads tight by trading on the Euro US dollar chart. It's got the highest volume of every currency pair in the world, so hopefully it has the lowest spreads. And we're also going to journal all of our results. No two ways about it. We would like to learn and grow from playing the strategy, and we're not going to do that by blurring the results in our mind where we eventually end up over romanticizing a strategy that we enjoyed but which actually performed pretty awfully. So we journal. That's all the rules and information we need for the strategy, so why not? Let's jump into the platform and give it a go. We do have our Euro US dollar charts pulled up. On the left is the 4-hour chart with our 100 period smooth moving average. And on the right, of course, the Alligator indicator. On the 4-hour chart, we do have price well below the moving average, which means it is only sell trades. There have been a few trades already this morning. Remember, even at this time here, this is only back at 10 o'clock, just an hour or so ago. And there has been a crossover around about here or so. It looks like it could be coming back again. Those lines have turned once more. So maybe it will be in with the trade pretty soon. Obviously, we'll have to wait for the return, but you can see they come very quickly. So let's try and get a look in at our economic calendar before that happens. Happy Real Thanksgiving Day in Canada and happy Columbus Day in the US. Still celebrating that guy. In terms of numbers, Norway CPI inflation data month on month coming in hot. 1% actual versus a 0.4% forecast. 1% a month, not ideal. We can all do the math. That makes 12% a year. Yikes. But they did get a year-on-year figure, and it was 4.1% versus a forecast of 4.2. Good thing that they beat the forecast, but yeah, 4.1% annual, not good. They'll likely have a 2% target for their inflation. So I would say that's gone above and beyond what they would like to see. And also 2.5 minutes ago, we've had Italian industrial production month on month from the Eurozone, negative 0.2% against a flat forecast of 0.0. And that's about it for the day. There's a few speeches going on. So a couple from the Bundesbank, Biermann and Buck, a few from the ECB this afternoon, 2 from Lane, 1 from Elderson. Not likely to give us any major swings, even though we are on the Euro. If we do see some around about that time, we might be able to attribute it to that. But 3 o'clock, 3:30 on Forex, they're usually pretty popular times to trade. Other than that, GDP estimate on the GBP. And then if you are interested in the weekly Brazilian Central Bank Focus Market Report, that is at 2:30. We won't be looking at it, but feel free to in your leisure. Let's see where those charts have taken us though. And we see we didn't quite see a crossover there. That was close. Look at how awkwardly close this is. Both those lines, the white and the aqua, basically on top of one another. We can see a touch of aqua above here and here, not seeing any below. We might see it now. Let's roll over to 10 past 11 in just a few seconds as price goes green here. And does the cross come? It does. So now we see the cross. If the lips, that white line there, comes back over, that's our entry signal. Let's get up our ATR because that could happen at any moment. We want to be prepared. Currently a showing of a 1.2 pips from the ATR. That would be 3.6 to the stop loss. From one big red candle there, we see that it might cross back over. This is so close. Now we see the cross. If it closes like that, 55 seconds time, we're in. Zoom in on this 1 minute chart. Crossover. Yeah, it's going to happen. This is so rangy though. Could very easily flip back. Here we go. It is 1.2 pips. So we'll go 3.6 for our risk. You can see it calculated on screen now. We're in with the sell trades. We do get in, so let's set the stop loss and take profit. There we go, that's 3 pips. And let's set the stop loss here of 36, and then we'll trail that as well to be 36. Biggest worry here is that these lines are so close together, the lips could easily recross the jaw with a couple of big green candles. Not even necessarily big, just reasonable sized. And then we are out. This is choppy days. I've just popped on the ask price line, which is this one at the top here. The one that's tracking the price is the bid price. When we're on the 1 minute chart, you can see the difference. Compare the spread size to the overall size of our stop loss take profit. It's 3.6 pips for the stop loss. And this spread is currently about 1.2 pips. So about a third of our distance is used up by the spread. Something you have to watch out for on the 1 minute chart. We're getting lucky though. Price coming down heavily now. That's what we want to see. Look at that. So you can see right now it's past our take profit level for the bid line, but the ask line has still got a little bit to go. It looks like it's going to get there though. This has been a good run the last few candles. One more push. And we're in profit. We are in profit because we take a win on that trade and we see our trailing stop loss kicks in. That's currently our entry price. Even if we saw a big reverse, we've just seen that dragged forward a touch. So now we're in guaranteed profit on this sub trade as well. Brilliant. 43.92 on that one, and it continues downwards. So we see that trailing stop loss move again. Currently $53. The red keeps on coming, and our trailing stop loss, it is quite a bit past where we previously took profit on our ratio trade, which means we are certain to get more money out of this one. That's exactly what we want. Look at this hot run here. Started the day with $8,774.33, already moving quite some way above that. We were due a retracement at some point. It does come and knocks our stop loss out. Good profit though, $59.78. Let's make sure on our 4-hour chart that we haven't yet still sell trades. And that crossover does come to the upside. White over aqua, as we currently see that red move that we made profit on reversing with a few consecutive green candles. Price has come all the way back up to this resistance level above where we entered the trade previously. Hopefully it consolidates a bit more, wait for this alligator to catch up with price and then make its move and maybe get in a near identical trade as well. That'd make us feel good. Clock rolls over 12 o'clock and we've got the lips and the teeth both simultaneously crossing the jaw. If this is a close, we are back in. ATR currently showing 1.3. That might increase by the end of the candle, so we'll wait a second on that. A few seconds until the close here. We are going with 1.3, so 3.9 to the stop loss. The close does come. They have flattened. This is a bit of a sketchy entry, but an entry nonetheless. So our risk calculated on the screen. 1 pipette off there, but let's set the stop loss and the take profit 3 times and 3 times. 3 times, and our trailing stop loss, of course. There it is. And so we are in. Let's pull up that ask price line again. There you see, and it really does put you at a bit of a disadvantage. These spreads make a move, and move it does. The size of this candle, we should see some more downward pressure come off the back of that. Hopefully it'll be enough to trigger our take profit, which it is enough to do. Makes us wait there, but now we move on to guaranteed profit. We just had a few minutes where it ranged, came green a little bit, but here's the move. We're going to see that trailing stop loss bump again. That is very nice. $44.46 from this one, and the trailing stop loss does take a lead once more over the ratio trade, even if a beanstalk of a green candle comes and knocks our stop loss out immediately where it is now. We're still going to have a bit more from the trailing stop loss than we will from that ratio. And we do see a brief consolidation and range in price before another drop, and our trailing stop loss comes with it. How about another one? We've been in the trade just over 30 minutes or so. Last 15 periods, price not done much. Did start to retrace a bit, but not enough to get our stop loss. Came back down, but it's in this range. Wouldn't be surprised to see it go either way at this stage. Waiting for that breakout. Alright, new lows and new lows. Trailing stop loss comes along for the ride. Getting nicer and nicer. These averages are starting to come closer together now. One thing we will have to watch for is even if it doesn't hit our trailing stop loss anytime soon, we will have to close the trade if price recloses across this dark blue Jaws average. And it was pretty close last period. We have seen red so far. We've got to watch out for that. We can see the lips has recrossed the teeth. That's not an exit signal for us, but now price is above. It's getting close to our stop loss. Let's see, we've got 20 seconds left in the period. Might have to close this one out. And it does close beyond. It's close to the stop loss, but we will manually shut it off there. Even though we see price coming back down, we have to adhere to the system. It was a close beyond that period right there. What a trade though. Let's zoom out. Didn't even get a 3.5 pip retracement that entire time. It's just shy of 4 times the amount that we made from the ratio trade, which was $44.46. So we can see plain as day here the value of that trailing stop loss. It's not always going to work out like that. Sometimes it's going to be less or no profit at all for either. Still though, to get that much more puts us in really good stead. Start of the strategy, we are up at $315.74. Back down price comes heavy. Don't know if we want the re-entry, but if it comes, it comes. Price has run up the last 8 or 9 minutes or so. We do see the lines running parallel to one another. Hopefully when we do see a return to the sell side, we get a genuine signal. Another one of these. We can really see the difference here laid bare. The trailing stop loss. Look how much further that got us than just the little ratio. Really strong move for us. And after what could be considered an extended bull run here for the 1 minute chart, we are now seeing the return. Lips crosses the teeth. First time that's happened in a while. Let's zoom in on the 1 minute chart and we'll pull up the ATR as well, just in case this trade creeps up on us at a moment's notice. This is where volumes really dropped off. Look at these candles down here, and that is reflected in the ATR. Started to dip off and it's now down at 8 pipettes, so not even a full pip. which means if we do end up getting into a trade soon and it stays beneath 1 pip reading, we will obviously round that up to 1 pip exactly, which will be 3 pips to the stop loss. Zoom in, see what we got. This could just be a retracement. Wouldn't surprise me to see some green candles come. All to play for still. And we should see it come in the next couple minutes. We've got the lips over the jaw. The teeth are bang in line with it at the moment. Here comes that close. Even though price turns green, we got the entry. 1 pip there is the reading exactly. So we'll go to 3 pips for our stop loss. Can see the risk calculated on the screen now. And why don't we sell again? Off by 1 pipette again. We were pretty quick on that one. Sometimes you just miss out though. And these spreads are killing us. We better get the stop loss in quick. I feel like this is going to go. It's actually so tight that it's not letting us put that in. So we'll have to manually watch this here. Wonder if it'll let us put the profit. It will let us put the profit in. This is the struggles of the 1 minute chart. Although the way price is going at the moment, it's not even about our stop loss. It's just the fact that it could cross over this right here. When we place this, we've got to allow, the risk is about 45, so we've got to shut those off there manually. Let's close them out. What an awful trade there, absolute stinker. In it for literally a minute. We do see it come back down now. Could get another signal if it comes red again. Yeah, you saw the risk was supposed to be $45.45, has gone a little bit over that because we couldn't get the stop loss in. Brokers do vary on how tight it is. Obviously, if you trade like a normal person on something like the daily or the hourly chart, then that's not an issue because the stop loss is always going to be far enough away that you haven't got to worry about it being too tight. We'll have to see where price heads off to now. Looks more like it does want to go green, but realistically, who knows? And this is getting very choppy around this alligator indicator. Price has continued to pump upwards, a few more green candles. And so it seems that we were just caught out in this retracement here. We got the signal, both those lines, the lips and the teeth had crossed the jaw, but we were really caught out by that run up. It does happen, but it's good to see price now move up, which means hopefully we'll see it consolidate in a bit and then get a true signal back downwards. 2 o'clock and we got a big spike in volume and a big red candle to go with it. This could be a trade entry in the next few minutes. A lot of downward pressure coming in. See if that carries on. So far the entry signal has been averted by a few green candles. If we see more, those lines are turning already. We are not going to see the cross in fact. There is a steady uptrend continuing. So it looks like we were good to miss out on this one. That would have certainly been a stop loss, probably around about here or so. About 30 minutes on now, and we are seeing the first signs of a potential price reversal. This particular candle went to a low and's come back up, but we have seen the lips across the teeth. They're both moving in on that jaw, and we do get the crossover as we just turn past 3 o'clock. As soon as this candle closes, we'll be in with the trade. What's our ATR? Currently 1.2, likely to increase by the end of this candle. There we see it go to 1.3, so we are going to be on 3.9 pips to the stop loss. Back in with a sell trade. Let's hope we do better than last time. Can see our risk calculated on screen now. Confirmation we have. Let's get in there. There's our trades. Hopefully this time we are allowed at the distance we are to get that stop loss and take profit in. And then same with this one. Let's set it while it lets us and change the trailing stop loss as well. Let's put the ask price again. Find that quite useful to be able to see to a true distance to our stop loss. I say not as essential if you're going to be trading on the daily chart, something like that, but with the minute chart where it's as tight as this, those spreads really do account for a decent portion of the way to your stop loss. And it is already getting very close to our stop loss. Looks like it will trigger with just a small push. Price is above the jaw, so regardless of whether it does, if it closes like that at the end of the period, it's a manual trade. And again, really not looking good for us here. We can see those lines are turning back up, looking like they're going to recross one another. Here comes the close. It's got 5 seconds. Can price come back down beneath the moving average? Doesn't look like it's going to. It does not. It closes there, so we will manually close those out for another loss. Not good at all. We managed to hopefully save a little bit. We'll see where price goes. If it goes up even by just a few more pipettes, which it does, so it would have hit our stop loss. So we saved a little bit there. It's getting in right at this support level here, and we see the recross of these averages happening already. Once again, we've been duped by the alligator. Price has found new highs before ranging a bit at the top here. But there's no doubt that these kind of trades are whittling away at the good profits that we made from the enduring trend this morning. And suddenly now we saw a red candle come in the last period, and that has formed a crossover. Both the lips and the teeth are currently across. We can see that if we zoom in. 35 seconds until the end of the candle. Currently we're looking at a 1.1 ATR. Here comes the close, and the confirmation is there. Only 1.1 pips on the ATR. It's going to be tight again, but you can see our risk calculated on screen. So this one's a real one. We can't really handle any more fakies. Let's see if we've got the room to maneuver here. We certainly do. And same with this one, 33 points. And naturally, of course, we will do the trail, 33 points. Trade's looking okay at the moment. Have had some lows that were pretty close to the take profit. Not there yet though. And we do take some profit. Trailing stop loss jumps forward. Guaranteed profit for us. Threatened a bit of a retracement there, but we had plenty of room to maneuver, and look at it move now. We're going to see that trailing stop loss, massive jump there. Good stuff. And after a period of ranging here, the price has found new lows, and once again the trailing stop loss is going to beat out the ratio trade. It's gone just past where we took profit for the ratio. New lows means new profits, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. Pressure down on price. Sellers definitely in control at this moment. And as we go into 4 o'clock, we can go onto our 4-hour chart, zoom in, we're going to see the birth of a new candle here. Price stays below the average though. So let's focus back in on that 1-minute chart. Big run up from price there, and it does take the stop loss out. But hey, that was a very nice trade there. About 50% extra profits on top of the $45.90 we made for the trailing stop loss trade, $66.15 in the end. And so now we are back up $244.67 for the day. Just after 4:15, price has made a real run to the upside over the last few candles. It's sort of been creeping up, and in the last period did see a big green one come. Price surging upwards again over the last couple periods. Now this seems to be a bit of a resistance level. It'll be interesting to see if it can break out of that or if it takes downward. If it does go downward, it's very likely that we'll end up in a sell trade off the back of that. Watch this space. And we aren't seeing any action. It's not like the lines are really far apart, but they are clearly in a trending environment to the upside, where price is moving up, consolidating, etc. Here does come signs of the entry signal. We've got the teeth and the lips on top of the jaws, neither of them quite past it just yet. And it does look like it is certainly going to come here just a few seconds left. ATR at 1.3, which is 3.9 to the stop loss. You can see our risk calculated on screen now as we get ourselves into a sell trade. Whoosh, and we are in, so we've got 39 and 39, it's all good to set. Same here, 39, and let's set that trailing stop loss in. Same as usual, there we go. Been a while since we've been in a trade, so hopefully it's a genuine one. There's that ask price line showing exactly how close we are to the stop loss. No trades less than a minute long, please. Very close to our stop loss. Does look like so we are going to get kicked out of it in just a moment's time. We'll hope for the reversal, of course, but we can see that ask price there is just tilting below the stop loss. The only reason I keep talking is because I'm that certain that it is going to knock it in the next couple seconds or so. Which it does, and this is very dangerous territory now because we're seeing the alligator, it seems to be falling fast asleep. The lines haven't recrossed yet, they're just sort of touching one another, but this could be absolutely lethal. If we see price come back up and then come back down, we'll get back into an entry right at this support level again. This doesn't look like it's going to go well. There's the trade there. You can see in total we lost about $94. Still up for the day, $150.71. See what happens though, the lines have crossed and we do see price coming back down, so this is exactly what I'm talking about. We could see a recross getting us back in. This is what I mean, only 2 minutes on and we're getting the signal again. You can see the white and the aqua passing over the dark blue. 45 seconds, we're in with a sell trade again. Here we go again, this one's even tighter on the ATR, 1.2 pips. It's not going to go well, but here we go. You can see our risk calculated on screen now. It's another sell trade, very close to where we were in before. Slightly better entry, I suppose. Stop loss, take profit again. This is trade number 7 for the day. I may have spoken too soon though, as we currently are sitting halfway towards our take profit, near enough. So close here, there we go. Happily do I eat my words as we take profit now. We've banked $44.64. This trading stop loss has jumped into position. Wonder if we can get to the point with this where it takes enough profit from our trading stop loss trade to make up for the losses on the last trade. Either way, at least there's some of it back into the bank now. Cheers to the happy days. Couple times now, price has edged near to our stop loss, getting right up in its face. Hasn't quite made it yet though. It does get it now though. That is the stop loss. Let's take a look at the trade. $26.04. So for once, well, for the first time of the day at least, the ratio trade beats out the trading stop loss. $44 against 26. That will be our last trade of the day though. Pretty good day for us, $221.39 positive. If we zoom out, we should be able to see all of our trades. There's been some clear trends. Even before we started, this one could have got you something decent potentially. And then we managed to get this one here, our magnum opus of the day, right there, that $167 trade. That set us up right for the day. But we made profit even if you excluded that one. If that one was complete loss, we still made money. These two in the middle here, those ones were the retracements that set us back for a minute, but then we took some more profit. And then same again up here. We had a retracement. We weren't able this time around to take as much profit to get those losses back, but we still do end the day pretty comfortably in profit. So why not trade it again for a second session tomorrow? Let's just have a look at how the strategy is going from the perspective of the journal. There is our journal. You can see the 7 trades, 4 gains and 3 losses. More out of the gains than the losses. The creme de la creme there, $167.58 from that one. But even when we subtract that, still pretty well done. Definitely interested to see where we go from here with this one, as we had kind of a nice bumpy trending day today. Wouldn't usually expect it to be that nice. Don't want to get stuck in a range. See what happens tomorrow.